Hello, I'm Cheryl. This is The Whole Bucket. Welcome and welcome back to The Whole Bucket. This is a pile of stuff, and it is not the project I intended to film right now. But I saw somebody making these cute little flip books, and I decided I wanted to make some cute little flip books. So here we are. We're going to make some cute little flip books. How many times can I say that in a row? I think this is such a fun idea, and I have a pile of stuff here ready to go to make some little items to stick in our journals or our purse or our pocket or whatever we got. And I picked out 3 different sheets of paper that are two-sided. Hold on. Two-sided scrapbook papers that are left over from other stuff. And I just think that's a gosh darn shame. They should get used. So let me check where this is at. Yep, I got a strip to take off of this one. And this one is directional, so I'll need to remember that. And I'll take this strip off and we'll get busy. So I was watching somebody. Gosh darn it, my brain, I tell you. Let's see who it is. Camelia Craft Designs. That's who it is. Camelia Craft Designs I was watching, and she was making these little notebooks and had two-sided paper, just like I'm going to do now. But I did my first one out of a one-sided sheet. I'll show you what I ended up with in just a sec here. So these are going to get cut into 4-inch wide strips. This one doesn't matter directionally, so I'll just cut it right now. And you're going to get 3 of this particular size and shape out of every 12-inch sheet of paper. If you have double-sided paper. Like I said, the first one I made was out of a single-sided sheet because I just grabbed what was next to my desk so I could follow along with her. Is this the directional one? It sure is. So let's make sure I follow the proper direction, or I will be sad later. Wow, this is very wrinkly. This is very wrinkly. 4. 4, 4. And last one. I don't know if we're actually going to get this many done. I think I'm going to keep this video to half an hour. So we'll see how many we get done in half an hour, but that'll be good to know, right? Like, how long does it take to throw these together? Not long, I think. Not long. Like, it always depends. Like, how much detail do you want? How much decorating are you going to do, right? But, thanks. My camera is seriously off kilter. Let's put it back away so you can see what the heck's going on, too. All right, so I have an opportunity to make 9 of them. For this one, I took the scrapbook paper and folded 4 inches down and then cut off the 4-inch strip on the bottom. And then that leftover strip ended up being a page in the little booklet. So, oh, goodness sakes, maybe that's something I will also show, is how to do single-sided, but I hadn't played with the double-sided, so I want to go ahead and do that. So here is what she did. She took a double-sided sheet of paper and then folded it in half. Easy peasy enough. You know, I've lost every bone folder I own. I don't know how or why or where they could be, but I really need one because I should use one all the time. Let's do this. I'll use a gravity knife instead. Okay, so I don't know if I want this on the inside or that on the inside or outside, but at the moment it doesn't matter all that much. All I'm going to do is take this little guy and tear it somewhere. Like it can be way down here or way up here or anywhere. So I'm just going to pick a spot for now because I don't have a preference yet. I haven't done this often enough to have a preference. I think I'll use this to help me because I seem to be having trouble. There we go. Yep. I was having a bit of trouble. Still am. Okay. So there we go. Tear off a bit, whatever bit you decide. And then this piece gets glued to the back. You'll notice that I usually do, you might know this, that I usually ink everything in sight, the edges of everything. And you'll notice that I am not doing that right now. And it's because I don't feel like this needs inking until after it's assembled. And I am trying to be less rigid in my thinking about what needs to happen. We'll see how that goes, you know? We'll see. I don't know how that'll go. Okay, so there we go. Now we have a pocket and we have a cover. Cuteness is already happening. Then she just took scrap paper, scratch paper, leftovers, what have you. So I have a few things here. I have some ripped pieces of tea paper. These are not actually scrap. As you can see, these are lovely tea-dyed envelopes, but I wanted to pull a couple out because I kind of want to see if I can maybe cut one off and turn it into a tuck kind of pocket situation. I don't know. And then I have this, which is also not really junk. I only took one little piece out of this whole sheet so far, but it is leftover from a project that I did technically. So maybe use that. I brought some a book page. This is torn out guts of a Reader's Digest. I brought some packing papers. These are the kind that are perforated and bound in the middle. These are so weird. I don't understand how that ended up being a design in paper packaging. And I brought this because I wanted to sew them together a few different ways. Again, using scraps, right? And then it looks like I'm going to need quite a bit more paper. I had a bunch of these because my printer clogged. So I had to clean it up quite a bit. It looks like I've used them all though. Good for me. Way to not be wasteful, right? Oh, I have these. I don't know if we can use these, but I'll try maybe. But this is where my printer clogged. And see, I got funky lines. Stupid printer. So all of this should be used up somehow and not wasted. So maybe that'll be a thing. I think I want to do a lot of torn edges, but not on everything. So here's what I mean. I think I want the tops and bottoms of the page to be cut. But I think I want the outside edge, the open edge, to be torn. We'll see if that works out. So I'll cut a 4-inch strip of this. And we need this in 4-inch high pieces. But the length is undecided at this point. So I'll fold this really tight at that glued line. And let's see if we can get it in this little puppy and make it 4 inches tall. It's not lined up very nicely. You know what? I'll do that. I'll make it 4.5, and then I'll flip it and cut it on the other side too. Well, we have things leaping. No leaping. All right, now let's flip it around. Cut it again to that 4-inch spot. I just want the top and bottom to behave when it's sewing together time. I'm not against torn edges at the top and bottom, but I do like it if it's not all torn all the way around best. So there you go. Personal preference. And you know what? I'm not going to make it anywhere near 30 minutes. I may just dump that idea right off the bat because we're already 11 minutes in. And all I have done is cut some paper. Maybe I'll keep it though. Maybe because we're gonna see how much I can get done in 30 minutes, right? So I have this so far, and I have this so far, and I have a sheet of paper, and I can't get folios out of this because it's just glued. So it's only individual sheets. And if you know me, which some of you do, you'll know that I can't stand it if words are going sideways. So this is going to have to be cut to 4 inches as well. I should have done more prep work ahead of time. That's what I should have done. But then I always feel like that's cheating. You know, it's not really showing you this is how long this stuff takes. And this is not really the whole thought process. That's the one thing I like about my way of doing videos is that I know long form isn't for everybody, but I like to share the thought processes behind stuff so that people who are new to this kind of jazz get a feel for how the process really goes. You know, also, there are some of you who like to just watch and have us hanging out together, and I keep you company while you're cleaning or also creating or whatever. And how fun is that? That's how I watch videos too. I watch other people while I'm working anytime I'm not filming. What did I do with the one I already folded in half? There it is. Good grief, girl. All right, and I forgot to cut an envelope. Let me just go to the side and do that quick. Four inches or so. Okay. There we go. That is enough for now. Let's see what we're going to do. So I have the cover. I have an envelope that, oh, it has an up part, but I might want this on the front. So I think I'm going to turn that way. Then we have this piece. Oh, this is two. And it's kind of, oh no, once I sew that, that'll fall apart. Okay. But you know what I could do? Oh, I think I'm going to glue this together in some weird wonky way. I could create pockets if I do it this way. Okay, wait, this doesn't count. I'm going to pause. I'm cheating at my own video. I'm going to pause because I didn't plan on doing this. Let me plan this out a second, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. So my moment of design is over, and this is what I did. I took my two little sections and I folded over the top. This is only because I like a little extra strength wherever there's a pocket opening. So I fold it over the top. Then, excuse me. Then I glued down one edge of this sheet and one edge of this sheet, and then put it together approximately, and one across the bottom. The glue across the bottom just dictates how wide this pocket will be, and it's about a third to a half, awfully close to half the page in this time. I don't think it matters that much. I'll show you what part does matter when we get to it, but it's really kind of how wide do you want your little pocket to be. But I made a tiny pocket, and here's where it would matter. So once the pocket is decided and glued, the next part I'm going to do is a fold over. This is where the page will separate. Oh, and see what I did? I kind of wrecked that picture. I don't know if I want to do that. So I think I will go ahead and fold this one over instead. Yep, I like that better. I don't care about the second president and some epilogue. I don't care about it as much anyway. I'm a little curious who the second president is and what this story might have been, but you know, I didn't read it before I cut it apart, so there you go. And then I just took my ruler to help me because my hands are not functioning very well today. But I tore off the little folded edges that are not in the pocket. And now you see I've broken my own rule or wish, I guess, that I just told you about earlier, that I don't like it when the tops and bottoms are torn as much as just the front edge. So there we go. I folded it a little bit wonky, and I'm not happy with that either. I think I'm going to do it a little, I folded into the pocket is what I did. And I don't like that. So let me back that off just a speck, just a smidge. I'm going to back it off and recreate the fold. I think that was better right there. Let's take a look. It feels better anyway. Yep, very nice. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we have the cover and this page and this page. And then let's take a super scrap and do something with it. So it is very long, but very narrow. So what if we put it down at the bottom? And what if we, I don't know. I don't know about this. I could fold it in and create some weird pockets. I may have already changed my mind. Imagine that. Okay, let's take this puppy anyhow, and we'll put it right in there. And I'll show you what I'm liking about this in just a sec. Because where do I want to put this all white sheet in? Not my favorite. Actually, maybe I just won't use it then. Maybe we'll just go with the VW bus. And Route 66. I mean, it does have a stagecoach too. Maybe this is a time traveling through American travel notebook. But I'm going to fold it so it's just a little bit longer than that Reader's Digest page. The front part of it is. And then we'll tuck this into there. I might do something with this raggedy bit in the center as soon as I see how this turns out first. So what I want to do is go through at least 2 layers because, you know, I have the center. There's 2 layers before the center and 2 after. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go a little width farther than the page I just put in. I'm going to move my ruler over and do a little wider than that. Then tuck everything in now. Then I'm going to see if I can tuck this in the center. And is there anything I could do with this? I mean, well, certainly I can just tear it off. I think I'll tear it off even. So that would now be the new center. Ah. And then we got a couple more levels to go. So we can go here and here. Look at that. Now, if I sew that together, I have got all of this in a scrappy notebook. Woohoo! Okay, sew it together. Grab a sewing needle. I'm going to get one done in my 30 minutes. But I'm going to stick to my promise because you can see that I'm going to go make more of these. And now you know what I'm doing. And maybe I'll pause this. No, I won't pause this. Look on my channel. You'll see the finishing of this at some point. But I'm only going to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch because this is just a little flappy notebook. I have a whole bunch of other ways that I want to sew these together. Like I want to do eyelets on the edge. I want to do just wider holes on the edge without having to have eyelets. Like, could I just glue them? I want to do, shoot, I can't remember what else I had in mind. But just to make it a little different, I think I'm going to look and see if there's any of these. Yeah, actually, let's use this ribbon for sewing it instead of a thread. And we'll use the black ribbon because I like it with this paper. As long as I can get it through the needle. I'm going to go over my half hour, aren't I? Because I can't get my... Come on. There you go. All right, let's try to get a 3-hole pamphlet stitch out of this ribbon. I think it can happen. I think. My holes aren't big enough. All right. It's a graduated awl, though. I can make them bigger. Okay, let's try that again. And I want it to tie on the outside, so I should start out here. I might get this to work, but not have enough to tie. I think I'm gonna, well, I don't need this much of a tail, though. How did you shift that much? Look how much it shifted. I should use, I should force myself to use clamps no matter how small the project, because I have a terrible time holding things still. And I know that. And then I go and do this anyway. Okay, and then let's go back out the starter spot. Out. Out. And one tail on each side of the center. Ta-da! Oh, there is enough to tie a bow. Wait a minute. Yeah, let's do a bow. I was going to do square knot, but those are boring. No, they go with the plaid. I'm going to do a square knot. Okay, so right over left and under. Right over left and under. There we go. And left over right and under. Left over right and under. So I'm going to leave that a square knot. Let's cut off the extras. The thing I love about extra is that this is now going to go inside this little notebook because that pocket I made. And it's got a tuck spot in the back too, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to find, well, we got just a couple of minutes left. I should make this a series and call it half an hour, sort of. There's the pocket. Okay, so here's my pocket in the book page. Oh, we got some under. Let's see how thick, wide, whatever this little thing should be. It should be about the size of the piece I cut off the envelope. How cool is that? And then, oh, the envelope would be another tuck spot. Although, look at that. It's kind of upside down. Except it's not. It's just, I'll figure that out later. This is the part I want to try. So I got this little guy. And no. Okay, so indecisive. I'm sorry. That was ridiculous. Let's just do this. I'm going to I will turn this into a little tiny tag super fast. I was thinking it had to be a tuck spot in a tuck spot, but I don't want to do that. So I keep forgetting it's paper. Do whatever you want. Jeez. Quit being such a fuss budget, lady. Just stop it. Okay. A little bit of glue. And get this on there. I think I'm going to glue this down too. So this turns into nothing fancy, really. Nothing fancy, really. This little chunk, except it's going to look fabulous. That's the fancy part, right? And get this trimmed super fast because, oh, it's so close. This is so close. Half an hour. Half an hour. And then as soon as I'm done doing this, I'm going to go grab the stuff that I intended to film and do some more filming. Okay, so I don't think I have a hole punch anymore. I do have a crocodile. I don't know about you, but I find the crocodile rather cumbersome to do to pull out when I just want one little thing. Let's fold all that over and squoosh it while the glue is still wet, and then that'll get glued down. And we'll put this through. I think when you want it, I never remember if I want to pull the loop from the back of the thing I'm making or from the front, because I like it to lay a certain way, but I never know which is going to give me the result I want. The opposite. Okay, so I want the loop to go from front in the front side. Blarg. Oh, I'm going to be defeated by a ribbon. 34 seconds and I am defeated by a ribbon. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Defeated by a ribbon? Yes, no? Yes, no. Yes. I am defeated by a ribbon in 4 seconds. It's gonna happen. I are defeated. Okay, there's my ribbon. And chop it off. It's more ribbon than it needs to be. Chop it off because that's what it gets for defeating me. Okay. Put a dot of glue down inside that little part right there. I'm going to chop off the corners to make it look a little bit more like a tag. If I can. Oops, oops, oops. Squish it in there. Nope, it's not going to. Oh, there we go. I squooshed. I squooshed. And this side. Squoosh. Come on. Come on. Ah, not quite, but good enough. Okay. That, by the way, that corner edger thing was a disappointment. I was not happy with that purchase, but I use it every once in a great while. There we go. Obviously it needs some edging because it is made out of the same stuff. You can hardly even see it. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Or I put something on here. But I don't want to cover the flower. But I could still put something on there that alters that page so that tag shows up. Anywho, there we go. 30 minutes plus a couple for gabbing and design. Not too shabby, really. Maybe I'll do mine in under 35 instead of under 30. And it's supposed to be 3 under 30, isn't it? Isn't there a project this month? 3 under 30? I did 1 in 32. There is my little flappy book. And I am quite happy with this. And this could be thrown in any journal or as a thank you or as a gift. Or, boy, if you glued this down, you could tuck a gift card in here and have this be part of a gift for someone who's going to travel. Tell them, throw your coupons in here, throw your travel notes in here, things you want to remember for scrapbooking or for writing on pictures when you print them out, or who knows what. I don't know how people do these things anymore. All right, I'm going to make some more of these and I will show them at some point. And for now, this is it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for this quick craft, and highly recommend you try this and you watch Camellia Crafts too. Thank you. Bye. Oh, wait, like and comment, please. You know, business. Please like and comment because it helps me a ton. Thanks. Bye.